Rochdale Unfiltered, and today I have to show you the filtered version on YouTube, obviously because of the censorship, but if you want the unfiltered, it's all unedited on the X channel, my X page. If you want to look in my bio, you can go watch the X video there. But I'm going to play it here for you. Most of it's on here. YouTube will find an excuse to shadow ban me even more, no doubt.
I hear Charlie's on his way as well. Billy Moore's walking around the centre. Typical Rochdale weather, this. Can't see any Antifa folks. Just walk around.
That's my man. Andy Belcher. Andy Belcher here, my mate.
Been all over the country and end up coming back, you know. But more than bread, innit?
That's it, you're home, innit?
That's it. You've got to come back, man.
Yeah.
I'm good to see. I'm happy to see this.
Yeah.
People turning out like this, man.
Yeah.
Typical Rochdale weather, though, innit?
Yeah.
You got to respect it, ain't you, man? Yeah. See you. Good to see you, bro.
Oh, hey, Paddy, lad.
Full faces, man.
just want to introduce you to someone. Back in 2007, I thought. Hello. Here we go. Hello. That's better. Yay! Guys, I just want to, before we begin, I want to tell you, back in 2010, I made my first stand right here, right where we are now. And one of the people, the only people of the town that supported me was an elected official at the time, was this man, PaGUK Ahmed. PaGUK Ahmed is a Rochdale councillor and he's been the only one. He tabled the motion for the independent inquiry on our behalf. This man is a legend. He stood with me since day one. Day one. He deserves the praise, he deserves your support. We're going to keep on fighting. He's been with me every step of the way, guys. This is why I say the things I say. We are together on this, and it's nice to have him here today with us. So thank you for being polite and thank you for giving me and making me feel welcome. Cheers, guys.
Local growth will never work on that.
Welcome to Rochdale here.
Bible said it made 50 days and 50 nights, or whatever days they said. 40 days and 40, sorry, 40 days and 40 nights. And they called it a disaster, a second coming, we call that a summer. Here we go. Summer tour. Okay, guys, let's get the show rolling. Are we all ready to go? Yeah. Right, so first thing we want to do is pay respect to those who made the stand before us. If you look at this sign there below me, can someone hold this up for me? Can someone hold this up for me, please?
Eric.
Yeah. All right, the first person I want to speak about is our Linda Phillips. Linda Phillips, for over 30 years before I met her 20 years ago, was fighting against the abuse of No View School. Cyril Smith and his cronies systematically abused the town's boys for many years, and with the grooming gangs it gets lost under time. We're not going to allow that. We're going to stand for them too. All these children deserve to be stood for, so that's what we're going to do here today. So I want to pay respects to people like Linda, who stood before us, who created the path on which we walk, and she is the bar we all try to reach. Please give this lady, she's no longer with us, she passed away in 2020, as you can see on the sign, she's forever PaGUK. We love her to bits, we miss her to bits, and every time I speak, you won't see me start a speech without paying my respects to this lady. Okay? The next person is Brian Clare from Sunderland. Brian Clare was, again like Linda, a long-time campaigner against the abuse of children in Elm Guest House, in Beach Home House and places like that. This guy has just passed away recently, and again, he's not here. If he was here, he'd be stood with us, but he isn't, so can we just let him know we've not forgotten, we never will. The first one I'm going to speak about is Victoria Governor. Victoria was groomed by a horrific grooming gang in Greater Manchester, and the girl was murdered by the grooming gang in Greater Manchester. For many years it went unjust. Only recently, over the last 4 years, the case has been moving forward and people are being convicted, but that doesn't bring her back. Every time I stand with her beside me. Victoria Governor. Next one is our Charlene Downs. Charlene Downs was murdered also. We found DNA in the establishment's food processor. This girl was murdered, her life was taken, and again, if she could have been stood here today, she'd have been stood with us, but she's not because they took her away. This is Charlene Downs, ladies and gentlemen, no longer with us, and can never be forgotten. This is what the sign says, gone but never forgotten. We can't allow it, and these people should be forgotten about, so thank you for that. No View School. So I'm going to start right at the beginning. Cambridge House, No View School and Foxholes Children's Home. Now I used to be a child who was recently living in Foxholes as a 14, 15-year-old kid, not because my mum didn't want me, but because of my behaviour, because of me messing about, me wanting to do my own thing. It led me to be in Foxholes. The same thing about No View, lads. Back then, there was no such thing as ADHD, there was no such thing as behavioural problems. You was just a little bastard, you was a naughty boy, and we got sent to a naughty boy school. Let me just tell you, if No View existed today, it would be known as a special needs school. Cyril Smith and his cronies preyed upon a special needs school, and we can't never let that council who covered it up for the last 30 years forget what they did. They covered up the abuse of Rochdale boys, and it's time we all stood. Now, we've had the ICTA inquiry, but not one person from the ICTA inquiry has ever been held to account. Not one police officer has been held to account. Not one council officer, and not one member of parliament has been held to account. This is why we continue to stand, because that's what we're after. We're after those who are responsible being held to account. Until we hold them to account, nothing changes. They keep getting away with it, they move to another position, and that's that. And then it goes gets buried. You know, guys, I've been telling you that there's a lot of Rochdale folk here today who've seen me for many years talking about this stuff. I'm going, there's a bit of a conspiracy theorist, that, Billy. Can you hear me now? Yeah! That's all I wanted to hear, because I felt like I'd be shouting it. Many of my Rochdale people amongst you today stood here with, including Councillor Farouk, including Councillor Minham, including Councillor Jordan from Reform. These guys have been stood with me for a long time on this issue. This isn't about politics, this is about the abuse of children. Yay! I'm going to jump straight to the Casey report, guys. So recently, Baroness Casey released her findings, and let me tell you some of the things she found. Some of the things I've been telling you was going on 10, 15 years ago. They've had to spend a couple of £1 million to get someone to go and tell you exactly the same thing. Let me tell you, 4,000 children in Greater Manchester in the UK received a police caution for prostitution. Police caution for prostitution. There's no such thing as a child prostitute, it is just child abuse. The 4,000 decision makers that made that decision should be in the dock. Every single one of them, for the decision they made, children were abused on the back of that decision. For that, they must be put into the dock. And again, that's what accountability looks like. And the people responsible for that are the same people I told you. The MPs, the council and the police, all of them, right across the board. It is time now. We all know what we've been saying, what has been said is not a lie, it's the truth, brother. It's not a lie, it's the truth. And I've been telling you the truth for 20 years. Linda was telling you the truth. Now you know it's the truth.
No, you're alright, mate. You're waving for it.
Grooming gangs in Rochdale in the last 3 years. Baroness cases, I thought it was a lot less than this, I'll be honest. This really threw me. In the last 3 years in Greater Manchester alone, I'm not counting all the other places around the UK, there's been 35 grooming gangs investigated just in Greater Manchester. That means thousands of children. Just let that sink in. Thousands of our children have been abused while the state turned its neck. They call it turning a blind eye. I don't call it that. I call it facilitation. I call that facilitation of child abuse. And that's what these people are responsible for. Facilitating the abuse of our children. And that's why there must be accountability that follows. Just in Rochdale alone, there's been 27 men convicted in the last 15 years of grooming children in part of grooming gang. Let's have a look at the bigger number. 119 men in Rochdale have been convicted for abusing children. That number is staggering to say we're such a small town with such a small population.
Not enough!
Many of them walk among. And that's the problem. Our girls and our boys shouldn't have to lay eyes on those people ever again. Especially if they're born here, move them out of town. If they're not from here, send them over. I want to talk about some serving council while we're here. Let me find it. Here he is, the scumbag. Hold that up and hold it high. Aftab, who's here? He's run off. Aftab. So this guy stood in court and gave the convicted grooming gang a character reference. This is a serving Labour councillor who stands upon that council still today. He stands next to me, and he also stands against a man called Zoe Falley, who's a Liberal Democrat, who also gave the grooming gang a character reference. Be it a bit sly and how it happened, it happened. Both of these men gave a character reference. They're both going to compete for a seat next May. I wonder if there's a Rochdalian knocking about that's going to give him a run for the money. Let's see. Guys, there's plenty of speakers, so I'm not going to hog the limelight. I want you to hear from other people. You've listened to me for long enough. It's time you heard from the mouths of other people. And this isn't just covering Rochdale or Greater Manchester or UK. We're going to cover the church. We're going to uncover the safeguarding under 5, which is a massive problem in the UK.
Hello, Gordon.
All right, sweet. And guys, thank you for coming, because we have to make this stand, because as you see, we've tried to leave them to it and we've not got the job done. Now it's time. And the way we can do that is there's 3 ways. You can email the Home Office and ask for Abdul Raouf and his 2 mates to be deported. They're still here, still walking around my town, they're still bothering my survivors, and they're still bullying the people to keep them house shut. We're not going to accept it no more. They must be deported. Now, I've seen a U-turn over the last couple of days from the Labour Party in Rochdale, saying they support the deportation. For 20 years to deport them 2 bastards. I've been asking them for years and years to deport them, and they told me, no. Now they know standing here today, now they know, oh yeah, we'll do a U-turn. I don't believe it, I don't buy it, I don't trust the Labour Party one bit, so we'll continue our fight to fight for accountability and to fight for them free to be deported and to fight for our survivors not to have to look at their abuser ever again. I hope you're all with me. This came from the top. There's no mistake in that. Now I'm going to play a couple of recordings in a minute, and these came from the top. So the first one, you have to bear with me because I've got to mess about, but you've got to hear it. No, just give me 1 second, guys, we'll set this up.
Keep looking around you, you know. You're looking for you.
I know that, yeah. That's it, we look for eggs there, we look for roundels there, back to all this covered. A long time.
Right, guys, have a listen. This is the zero after.
You may not know this, but back in 2008, the Home Office sent a circular to all police forces in the country saying, as far as these young girls who are being exploited in towns and cities...
Turn it dead! Turn the bass down a bit. Sit broadcast.
Apologies, guys, I'm not very technical, as you can say.
Towns and cities, you may not know this, but back in 2008, the Home Office sent a circular to all police forces in the country saying, as far as these young girls who are being exploited in towns and cities, we believe that they've made an informed choice about their sexual behaviour, and therefore it's not for you police officers to get involved in. If that's the landscape coming from the top down in 2008, rest assured, all agencies are going to listen to it.
That's harsh. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not going to keep it. It's best with him. You think he'd be going for shelter somewhere, wouldn't you?
Is that better? Yeah. So there you go, guys. Sorry to have you in the rain, guys, but this is an important thing. Nazir Assal, the head of Great Manchester Crime Prosecution, you've heard his voice. You've heard in 2012 what he said. A memo come down from the top. Gordon Brown came down onto Jackie Smith's desk at the Home Office. It then passed a circular around all the police forces in the United Kingdom.
That's why operational Gloucester cancelled, mate.
Yes, sir. I've come into them 2 operations in a minute, my friend.
I've read both books.
I've got them in my bag.
Everything about it, and I also work with child protection season.
There you go. So you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying is true. Thank you very much. That's all we need to know, mate. We'll have a chat in a bit. So yeah, guys. So yeah, guys, Nazir Assal, Tuldle, Gordon Brown, Jackie Smith, then fell on Tony Lloyd's desk, then was put onto Peter Firehead's desk over here, and that decision, hundreds of thousands of UK's children were left to be abused. For me, that's the top of the head of the snake. For me, they're the people who should be held to account. We need to be putting Gordon Brown in the dock, Jackie Smith in the dock, the culture of Iraq, and we need to put them in the dock, and we need to hold them to account, because the decisions they made whilst in office left thousands of children in the UK and give the green light to paedophiles of all race, religion, colour, creed, that all their children were fair game. And for that is why I keep standing, and I stand with you guys. So thank you for listening. God bless you all. God bless Rochdale, God bless you. This is the best actress, Ladies and gentlemen, all does Mr. Peter Brown. listen to this guy. This guy stood and fought against the church. So let's not forget, who weren't this grooming gang? The Catholic Church, the Church of England. They was all playing this game, and we're going to expose every single institute, the Satanists that run, the Freemasons that run everything. We're going to expose the full lot of them. They're all going down.
Thanks very much for everybody being here in the rain. And it's sad when, you know, there's only, it's a bigger group than there were, but we could do with more. Now, I stood against the paedophilia clergy at our Oldham Parish Church for 2 years. I wrote to the Bishop of Manchester, David Walker, and he said, I'm not writing to you anymore. Now, the thing is, they practice forgiveness. They want you to pray, they want you to be a good Christian, and yet they can't pray and open up what they covered up within the Church of England and the Catholic Church, the paedophilia clergy. Now, we did a protest outside Manchester Cathedral last Christmas. You know, it's absolutely scandalous. But all these churches, and I'm a practicing Christian, that's the reason why I'm sick to death of the sleaze and the cover-up. Now, at Oldham Parish Church, we asked for 2 years to speak to the PCC, because while we were out there, and it were all booked in with police, we had us banners, we were all booked in, and there were some ladies with the children came out of the Sunday service at the parish church and stuck 2 fingers up to us. Absolutely scandalous. And then there was an elderly man early on this year who tried to grab the camera to stop us filming. What's up with you brainwashed numpties? It's absolutely pathetic. You don't need a church. If you have that religion, you don't need a church. Christ never had a church. He preached on the outside. He preached in deserts. He preached in little bits of dwellings. And the only time he went into the synagogues was to say, don't use my Father's house as a market. Now, the worst thing is that when children want to leave the junior school and they want to go to big schools, they have to prove that they're going to church. So it's like grooming them into another generation where it can keep them lying to cover up. Look at us, how good we are. Now, I said to my parish priest a few years ago in Uppermill, and I said, do you know the worst thing the Catholic Church ever did? He said, what's that, Peter? I said, you covered up the child paedophilia. You covered it up. You didn't have the strength of your own faith to open it up and let ordinary people forgive you. I said, now in this despicable cover-up, he's brought this to the door. And we will continue to protest outside Oldham Parish Church until ordinary people, like here, that sit on the PCC and think they are somebody and keep refusing us to say, and all we want, me and the lady here, Dorothy Lloyd, sacked for whistleblowing for safeguarding under 5s, all we wanted was to say, why did you cover up? Why are you abusing us when we're outside? Why won't you listen to us? Now, we have the Archdeacon of Rochdale then, who tried his best, and he was shut up by his boss. And his boss weren't the big man above, his boss were an earthly man, the Bishop of Manchester. Absolutely disgraceful. Now it can't continue, and that's where, you know, we stand, brought in this, but also, we in Oldham, we stood in that public gallery for 6 years demanding that our councillors call in the government for CSE, and they refused us. I had a 12-month ban for speaking out. I've just been allowed back in after a second 18-month ban for holding them to account. And yet 7 years ago, and I'm 71, so 7 years ago, I'd never been in a council chamber. And I went on that Wednesday evening 7 years ago because I asked help from my Lib Dem councillor in Shaw, who refused me. Smacked all over his face. I feel sick to my stomach when I see his grinning Cheshire face. Rob Blythe. Yeah, Rob Blythe. And what they covered it up. And they had the audacity when I wouldn't shut up that the mayor then said, remove him from the council chamber. And as this gentleman came towards me, I said, you put one hand on me and I'll deem it an assault and I'll defend myself. Now a deputy chief exec did help, and within 14 hours she got a meeting with First Choice Homes in Oldham, where this grinning Cheshire cat, who is now on the Child Sex Offenders Register for downloading Category A child pornography. And this is it. Now you've got to hold them to account. You have to hold them to account. And I hope, like I said this last year at the election time, please stop the ping-pong game. Do not vote for any of the three main parties because they don't give a damn. And if you go down Manchester this school holidays and you're going to the People's Museum, at the bottom at Spinningfields there's a sign and it says 200 years ago British politics was corrupt and it was looked after by a few rich men. And without your vote, you've no way of changing your life. Well, 200 years ago to this day, it isn't a few rich men, it's many, 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 many rich men. And unless you vote, you'll not change it. So please, do not vote for any of the three main parties. And if you've never voted, we need your help. If ever there were a time for ordinary people to stand together, it's now. And if we can't win, and we can't hold the police, which I hope we can, and the councillors, and the MPs to account, you know, we need to vote them out. But keep standing, keep fighting. Thank you for turning up today. Thanks for Billy for inviting me. And keep fighting. Thanks very much.
Again, Mr. Peter Brown from Oldham, ladies and gentlemen. Proper stalwart in the fight against child abuse, and we all know it was the church, it wasn't just grooming gangs, it was churches, it was councillors, it was police officers. Let me tell you how many have ever been convicted over the last 3 years. 19 from Greater Manchester, all convicted for offences against women. Not all children, but still, they're the people that are supposed to stop this, they're the ones who are aid to protect us, yet they're indulging in this seed themselves. So they can't be trusted. It is down to us. We are the last line of defence for our children. Everybody here, you've got to stand up now. We are the last line. Our children are not safe. Ladies and gentlemen, as I speak to you now, I stood here last year, exactly 12 months ago today, and I told you there were 64 men on bail via Operation Lytton. Let me tell you, 14 have been convicted, but ladies and gentlemen, that's not it. There's still 50 more out on bail walking around the town centre, walking around the town. We can't do anything because they've not told us who they are yet. But that's what's happening. So, no, your kids are not safe. It's down to you to be extra vigilant. Always check your children's devices. Always. I know it can be invasive action, but it's a safer action and it's better safe than sorry. Okay, guys? Always check your children's devices. Because 90% of the grooming begins online. That's a massive number. 90% of child abuse starts online. Let's cut it down. Let's make sure we know who our kids are talking to and who's talking to them. It may not be who they think, so we need to be the adult in the situation and we need to put things right. And we need to start reporting this mass en masse to the police. I know that's a waste of time, but there's a record of it. Record everything. film everything and accept nothing as the truth until you've checked it yourself, because you've been filming massive misinformation. I've been accused of it for the last 20 years, but now you know what I said. Now you know it's the truth. I've only ever told the truth. I'll only tell you the truth, as hard as it is for everybody to hear. There's nobody, I hate having to stand and bring my town to its knees. I want a positive town, but we can't build the foundations of a positive town on the tears, blood and sweat of children. We cannot allow it. We cannot stand by and allow it to happen. So we are the last line of defence, each and every one of you. So step up, let's do this, and let's stop this ourselves, because we can't rely on the state to do it for us. The next speaker I'm going to bring up is a lady who's fought for years. Here she is. This lady exposed the abuse in under fives, safeguarding. She'll tell you more about it. And she's a lovely lady, so please give her a warm welcome, Dorothy.
Hello everyone, and thank you for coming to listen. I have told you many before what's gone on, and it's still going on. I recently went to the police station in Oldham to see if I could make a statement. I got a lady who offered to help me this time and actually let me use the phone. After I'd told them everything they needed to know, they said this was disgusting what's been allowed to happen. We'll get back to you. They sent me a letter saying there's no evidence, there's nothing. They won't look at the file. They've lost the file. I have to keep producing files, and they've lost it. The file is on the Methodist Church in Royton, Gravelhall it's called. It's on St James's Church as well, where I promulgated to them that there was a safeguarding failing because all the children live within the community in Royton. I am a fellow Rochdalian myself, and I support the grooming gangs, people like Billy, trying to stop it because they end up being prone to being groomed if they've been failed under 7. That's the foundation stage for our children. They've been failed under 5. I was dismissed after 25 years service because they found out that Dorothy Lord went to Ofsted because Oldham Metropolitan Borough Council and the churches ignored my concerns. Ofsted came and found them to be failing. I was right. They served a 5-year penalty on the preschool in Royton in July, on the 4th of July 2012, on Jim McMahon's watch. In September 2012, a mere 2 months after, Red Robin was re-registered because I'd let them know about the phone policy was being abused. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Vanessa George, but she's been banged up. She's out of prison now. She's in Dudley. She was sending graphic images of children to Colin Blanchard round the corner from us in Littleborough and Angela Allen in Birmingham. She served a sentence, she's come out, but they haven't got Colin Blanchard out yet. They keep refusing his parole. She's under a new identity, Vanessa George. I showed Jim McMahon's secretary on the 8th of July this year the letter I sent of concern about Vanessa George, and do you know what she said? Well, it's got nothing to do with your preschool. That preschool, Little Ted's in Plymouth, was shut down because of that policy. She abused, and all preschools are not allowed to have mobile phones. The manager at Red Robin Preschool had a direct line to Ofsted. The church ignored it, Oldham Council ignored it, because they wanted things to run as usual, so that every parent, and I don't know if you're parents, but I'm a parent, I'm not just a whistleblower, I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent, and if I'm any lucky enough, I might be a great-grandparent, I don't know. But the future is what matters, and it's the children. I'm not political. I've been accused of being political by somebody in Oldham who's a member of a group of Reform. I'm not political. I'm fighting for the kids because they've refused me legal aid and I met the means test for legal aid because I've been denied benefits for 7 years. I'm being fed by my 2 children. And Jim McMahon's secretary, Shirley Buckley, said I ought to be ashamed of it myself because I'm sponging off my kids. But the government refused to pay me for 7 years because I proved I'm a whistleblower to Judge John Collinson at Telegraph House on Bailey Street. I've tried to get in touch, it doesn't exist anymore. They've covered it up in my doctors, the doctors are in on it. They've covered it up at the DWPs, they've lost all my sick notes which proved I was on the sick at the time when they dismissed me, and I was unlawfully dismissed with a protected disclosure. And that's all because I safeguarded the under 5s. Your children are not safe if you've got them in a preschool or a school that is regulated by Ofsted. Ofsted won't even answer my phone calls. We've never have done. Jim McMahon wasn't present when I went to that meeting. There was a young girl called Eva who let me have an appointment within a week. I was gobsmacked when I got that appointment within a week. That was on the 8th of July, so I'm still waiting to see what he says when he gets back from his posh little Westminster. No, I know Jim McMahon's let them kids down on his watch, and he's let all them that have been groomed and gang raped, and I am disgusted in that man. He is a sick human being, and so is Jackie Smith, so is Gordon Brown, so is Keir Starmer. In fact, it's not just the Labour Party, like we said, there's Liberal Democrats, and I never met Cyril Smith. I did see him in the distance going into Smith's Bakery on Halifax Road. I don't know if it was for things for Town Hall, but he had a massive tray of cream cakes, and I never knew anything about what he did, but I'm disgusted in him. Because, and I'm disgusted, I've met a lot of people who said, oh, we knew it was going on. People in the public, and they've kept quiet. I'm sorry I can't keep quiet. I've got a big job, and I'm proud of it. And I'm thank you that I was born in Rochdale, and I'll always speak out, not just for Rochdale, there's Rotherham. In fact, I want to move out of this, I want to move up Yorkshire somewhere. I know it happens everywhere, but I don't feel safe, I don't feel safe. I've had grown men threatening me because his wife was the last person I disclosed on. I've had threats.
You've got a big family now to support and to protect you. Take a look. Dorothy Lordy on Facebook. Sure of stuff. She's doing some fantastic work. She's working very hard and she's being persecuted for it.
I want that court case. Yes, all right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dorothy Lordy. Right. For the first time ever on a PaGUK platform, I'm going to put a councillor of Rochdale in front of you. Now, it doesn't matter what party you support, it doesn't matter what party you like, or this isn't about politics, I've already told you. This is one of the people that I'm working with for accountability, and he's been absolute godsend since he's been elected in May. In fact, he beat me in the election. I didn't mind because I know he's a good lad, and I know he stands for what's right. Please give a warm welcome to Jordan from Reform.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Thanks for having me. I've written a speech, but I've done the typical thing of not revising it, so I'm going to read it off my phone. So I just wanted to say thank you for the invite. I think this is a really important association of people trying to fight for the right thing and not have our children abused in our town. Right, is that better? Sorry. So thank you everyone today for gathering for this important discussion on the pressing issue of child protection in our community. As we look forward to a future leadership, hopefully run by Reform UK, we stand firm in our commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of our children, especially in the light of the tragic history of child sexual exploitation in our area. First and foremost, myself, as Reform UK, believe that preventing further child exploitation requires a multi-faced approach. I will advocate for enhanced training for local authorities and law enforcement, ensuring that they have the tools and knowledge, because clearly they haven't at the moment, to identify and act upon symptoms of exploitation early on. This includes fostering a better communication between agencies so that vital information is shared effectively to protect our most vulnerable children in our society. Moreover, we recognise the crucial role that we do as a community to protect, and the parents, to protect children, and that we can cultivate an environment where residents are vigilant and proactive about reporting suspicious behaviours and situations. I will hopefully launch initiatives if I can get leadership of the council. Sorry, I've lost where I am. We will launch initiatives so that we have better education across the board. The only thing is, right, and I will say this, and I'll put the speech away now because I've lost where I am. At the end of the day, Labour will say all the words they want about getting these horrible people deported from our town. But they can say it all they want, but the only thing that's going to stop them is our commitment to the ECHR. And Reform UK is the only party here today that is committed to removing Britain from the ECHR. And without that, these vile people are allowed to stay in this country.
Well said.
And it's a disgrace. So Reform UK will create a charter that will protect British people first. And that is what we want. Our children need protecting, and I will do everything in my power as a councillor, and everything hopefully going further on, because hopefully I want to take leadership and have Rochdale under reform, because that's the only way that we're going to get things moving. But I just want to say thank you again for allowing me to be here, and I'm just really sorry that it's had to come to this to try and protect our children in our community. So thank you very much.
Alright guys, as always, I give everybody else the opportunity. Hang on a minute, nearly forgot. So anyway, I haven't brought it, I forgot it, but I want to talk about a serving councillor at this moment in time in Rochdale Council, who is on bail for sexual assault. He is now on bail, and not only is he on bail, since he's been on bail, he's had a promotion. Because I can assure you, the Labour Party might be putting these things in the media about much they're against this, but let me assure you, behind the scenes, it's business as usual. So these events are going to start gathering speed, and they're going to be all over the UK. We hope to see many of you at these events. So thank you for coming. I know, I've got another speaker coming up now. Do you want to speak from there? Yeah, it's up to you, my lovely, whichever's easiest for you. Yeah. I've got a speaker system, you can do it from the top of the orchestra screen if you want. Here we go.
Hi everybody! Here we are again. We meet here in peaceful solidarity to remember the children through the ages who've been violated by those in power. Following on from the speech earlier on, I too taught in Rochdale, so when your view was in existence, so I too knew what was going on. So like others, it has been my job really to disclose what has been going on. Now if we live in Wales, and right now in Wales, do you know what's happening in the education system in Wales? They have passed the bill so that pupils at 3-year-olds can be aroused. And yes, this is true. The education system in Wales has now passed a bill, and 9-year-olds cannot be removed from education lessons where they actually teach them how to and all the rest of it. And believe me, this has been passed. Kimberly Isherwood. Look at it. It is another, and we know why. It's been done so that just as Naz Shah said, and the policeman said, these children know what they're doing. They have consented. They know exactly what they're doing. So if these young babies are played with and can show pleasure, then obviously it's all right to do this to children. So this is my message to all faiths, religions and belief systems. We find ourselves in an unprecedented time of history, a situation never before faced in the history of mankind, a situation where we must all stand together and fight against. We have a common enemy. This is an enemy of pure evil. This is an evil on a scale never witnessed before. Side by side, shoulder to shoulder, we must stand. If we don't, within years, the world we know and once loved will be a very dark and evil place. I want you to hear this message with an evil mind. With an open mind, and you will feel this evil. Recognize its abhorrent madness. The evil has always hidden in the shadows and operated under the radar, as our previous speakers have said. But now it has shown its face and is walking a merry dance down the street. It has infected our schools, universities, churches, libraries, political members, public services, judiciary, media, entertainment, sporting industry, banking, public institutions, religious, government, the wealthy, royalty, and our young people. Evil think it has already won. Those in power think they have already won. But it knows that if us good souls unite, it will fail. Uniting in love, empathy and compassion for all brothers and sisters. In the name of God Almighty, we have to fight this evil. We have to wipe it off the face of the earth. The world has changed so much in the last few years. Together we can make change. Together we can create a future that all can benefit from. I ask you, put aside your differences and fight this evil. I know we're all as one here. In the name of God Almighty, we must unite. In the name of what is right, we must unite. In the name of what is good, we must unite. In the name of the children, we must unite. Amen. We are in the last battle. This is the apocalypse. We are fighting for the salvation of humanity. I'm going to bring it to a close now. The hate of men will pass and dictators will die. The power they took from the people will return to the people. Only the love, only the unloved hate. Liberty is the goal. Our fight is against slavery and tyrants. Let us all unite. Let us stand for a new world, a decent world, and that is what we're doing today. We don't want to fight. We are just protecting our children and our grandchildren. And we rely on the survivors. The survivors like you, like Billy, will survive. And all you have made the effort today to carry this movement forward. So I will finish by saying, let us all stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and create a wall so deep, so powerful, entrenched in love and unity that nothing, not even the wickedness of evil, can get through. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Billy, for your efforts.
Okay guys, as always, I always say the mic is free. If you've got something you need to say, if you've got something you want to speak about, now is the time. All I ask is to keep it non-political and non-biased. This is only about the abuse of children, so can you keep to that? And that's all I ask. Cheers.
Right, it's great to see everyone here today. My name's Jed. I work volunteering for a couple of child protection teams. Don't know what that is. We go out, sting people, gather evidence, get them locked up. One of the worst things he ever did, I'm from South Manchester in an area called Wivenshaw. There was a guy called Colin Griffin. I can mention his name now because he's now actually convicted. He was stung 4 times, had indecent images of children. If you go on to Elusive Child Protection Team's page, or you actually type in Colin Griffin on Facebook, the sting will come up with him. He'd been stung 3 times beforehand. A week later, another team stung him. He's now serving 4.5 years. So, but every day, teams like mine, and the other teams I volunteer for, Cost, CNC, what have you, all across Britain and Ireland, they're out every day. There's been 3 stings today. Please follow every child protection team, share it, expose them, because we don't know who you're living next door to. And as you said before, Billy, make sure you check your children's devices. Every week check them. You don't know who they're talking to. Like there's so many online games you can do now. They might think they're talking to a 15-year-old, they're talking to a 50-year-old. The grooming process, like we said, starts online. It also starts in your local takeaway, in your local off licence and that, where kids who've got nothing on council estates, they've got the shit trainers, they've not got the best clothes, they get bullied at school. What do? Someone befriends them. Oh, there's a pair of trainers for you. There's a nice coat for you. Oh yeah, now I want something off you. That's how it starts. And it also starts online, very, very simple. So every child protection team that's out there, share the stings. Expose every one of them. Like that. Cheers, thanks for listening.
Again, one of the many teams doing fantastic work in the UK by catching all these people. As I told you before, 90% of grooming takes place online. It's down to us now to start calling them. Like he said, share the videos. Like he said, highlight what's going on, because there's still people out there that don't believe this is an issue, especially those wearing the red rosette of Labour and the yellow rosette of the Lib Dems. They believe this is a non-starter and this is just us antagonising. We're not antagonising. we're rising up, that's what this is. So thank you everybody for today. Is there anybody else who's got something to say? And if that's the case, game, set, match. Thank you everybody. Yes. I seen you hiding there. No? Alright. Alright, no worries. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Binnell, let's give her a round of applause. Very brave lady decided she wants to speak. Let's show her some love and some support.
I just want to say, I just want a bit of justice for my family as well. 14 years of help, and all they get is 3 years. All they ever did was ask for help, and all they do is blame the parents. We just want justice. My daughter's really struggling. They break families apart, they're not doing nothing, it's just cover up. Using our kids as bait. I just want some justice. I just want some justice! Stop all this child abuse! Not saying all that again.
Listen, that wasn't easy for the lady to do, and I don't think she heard you. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Give her a round of applause. Now go and get pissed, everyone. Go and have a drink. You burned it, stood in rain. God bless you all. Thank you for coming.
Wow. What was it? Huge thank you to everyone that turned up. If the weather would have been nice, so I believe a lot of more people would have turned up. Well, what can you do? It was a good turnout anyway. There was plenty of people there, and huge respect to all the speakers. Wow, jeez, this is the world we're living in. It's an evil world. Hopefully, YouTube won't, but they will. Because they've shadow banned me a million times. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day, Crusaders.